Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
Now, what I'm going to do is we will discuss about a new topic. The bitches having advanced level of flow ships which is using a particular thing. What we need to do is till yesterday what we done just to we saw about goal and deadline, taking the case, take stages, process, steps, and then you just step. What you will do is you will add, you can figure some kind of data model. And you have certain fields and you've gone to that routing, whether it needed to be routed to current user or specific user, or whether it will be to any kind of business logic. And then what we did about goal and deadline, and finally email configurations, we come bigger. Now what we are going to do is to an email, how we can create an PDF. We need to create an period by using an automatic utility, and we need to send an email to the customers. For that, we will see how it can be done in bigger by using very easy. Normally in a traditional technology, if you want to develop something which needs which involves this particular kind of an attachment of P, D, F, those things, and it is very tedious process. But in Pega it is very easy, in which you can follow certain minimal number of steps and you can achieve those complications. Just what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this case types, and I'm going to click on this service case type. Actually, these are not the case types, only as we saw assistant, service request case that you may have, and that service coordinator customer similar to that. There is another case type as service. Here, what we are going to do is we are going to create, it will have certain kinds of services which is related to certain kinds of operations. For that, what we need to do is we need to add some kind of an automation, we need to create an PDF here. What we'll do is that just I'm clicking on select a step, and then here I'm going to use an automation. Apart from this collective information of pro, reject multi informations, I'm just going to click on more. And here I'm going to use automations. In this automations, what I'm going to use is we have certain kinds of and Pega created utility. Just I'm going to use create PDF. What I will do is just I will click on create video, and I'm using this. Now just what this will do is it will create an empty PDF document, but you need to update what the content should be in the period. Here, what we need is we need what are the services the customers are selected, and what is the service charge happen. For what those information we need to in the particular period. For that, what time, we just include the PDF name, and here select view. Here what we will do is we will select that appropriate selection section. If you see here it will display all the section names. Here you need to select what content you need inside the period. Here, it is whatever services customer is selecting, that services, and the cost of the services should generate as an PDF. Like I will select services as an appear content. And here like orientation is there. Whether you want it in landscape mode or portrait mode. Like in what format your PDF name. Just you can mention in the same name, and then like in PDF name is like the document name. Like what I'm mentioning is like receipt of some receipt of services, like that I will mention. Like in this attachment category list, like we have like correspondence document, file notes, scan documents, screenshot, URL, etc. That PDF which we are creating is as part of like document. Just we will click as documents. Select services. There will be default kind of fun options. Case attachments, main case information, case description, these are all default thing. Attachments means like it will consist to view fields like a case, attachment ID kind of those fields. When you are using this, like those information will attach to the PDF. Select services. Is there one of the collect information step which we used in this particular service thing, and services like another kind of information like which we are using in another case. This is just one kind of view. View is nothing but the section like each step is there, right? That is the thing. If you see here, select services, like it will consist like all the information such as like what are the services the customer took, and what is the quantity, and what is the particular life. We need that as the video document. Because like in this scenario, like in another case, there will be different kinds of document, like different kind of things. Like this scenario, one we will select services. Similarly, like if we are doing for different kind of details, different kinds of screens, we will have this is dynamic like a bay information we need. We can select from that. All the document will be there. That's one category. If you see here, like file notes, scan documents, screenshot, everything is good. Here also you can select like what kind of an attachment category this PDF should be. Whether it should be like something that I will name or some kind of scanned document, URL kind of thing. Like document. Just like we selected as a document here, will become as an PDF document along with all the details embedded with selected services. And just like we'll click save. Now like what we are going to do is like now we created an PDF. Now what we need to do with this video, we need to send an email. This PDF need to be sent an email. A sent email PDF need to be sent in an email. For that, what we will do is like we'll click on step and more. And like yesterday we added right, like automation, same thing. We are going to add it here. Like send the email, is there right? Same thing, like we are going to add it here. What it will happen is like once the PDF is generated, the particular email will be sent to the customer along with the PDF. Like here, like what we do is like just we can have that the naming convention. Is this any random problem? And then like we have like what we'll do is like we'll select what are the other details we need. Here like what we'll do is like we will select like participant. Participant means like the customer, whatever they are selecting to it will go. Here like what we will include is like customer. Yesterday what we did like we selected a speed and the email address. We select an email thing. But here now like we are going to use the participant. Why participant means? The particular step will be participant like who has like customer is the participant. For that, like we have used here the term like subject, like the gesture we can ensure like whatever we need received and then like here. After this, like the composing message is there. Like just like we can compose like whatever we did in yesterday manner. Like if we don't know the participant means that you can do like field. Like whatever the field we had, just like we can do it in the particular, like whatever email address we entered, it will go to. Since in this scenario, like a customer is an participant, like only customer can participate here. No other managers or service coordinator are involved. Like particular way, we know, right? That's why we depend on this. Now like what we'll do is like total bill list. Then like we'll include the property and then like we'll include the service total, name service total which we are using. Service total is there. Just we'll use this. Like that. Whatever the service total is there, we will send us an email and the receipt of that bill like will send to the customer. Like we'll click on done. And then like what we'll do is that we'll click on include attachments. Like in the include attachment, it is asking like whether to include all the case attachment or like only choose attachment. Like what we need to do is that we need to choose an attachment. Because in the first step only we created an attachment. Like just to be clicking on choose attachment and then like here if you see like we'll make like what is the particular field. Like example, if you see here like what we made is that we made as like document. Just to be in select as document here. Like in previous scenario, like in previous step, we generated as documents. Like in the same way, we are using the document here and we are. Like when it comes to third step, we can check in the second step whether any period is there or not. Document is there. If it is there, automatically it will check here and it will attach. Wait, I will open saying. I will show, you will understand. Like just like what here we are doing is like in the select services only. Like whatever the customer to link here that should be generated as in PDF. Like for this, like what I'm doing, like we'll open and see like what they contribute in the select services. Here, if you see like these are the fields like which has been added in the select services step. Like what is the service, what is the unit cost and what is the quantity and like a line total and finally service total. Like this one, like we created under services data model, like yesterday created under request and request, right? Same thing we did in service. And then under that, like we added all these 5 fields. Normally, like yesterday we created, but now like what need to be done is like we need to be having it is, since again, if they're creating, same thing means time will be consumed, right? In order to avoid that, we have to do this. Just like what we have is like a service which is text, unit cost is currency, quantity is inline, total is currency, and service total is currency. Here, like this final is the service total. Like this field only we are using in that mail. Now, like what we are going to do is like we are going to cancel, and then like what we are going to do, same like all the same document, whatever information is there. Just we are copying it into PDN. That's why I mentioned like select services, like whatever details is there, it will be copied here. Now we'll save and run. Now this is the cover screen. Like the first I showed you, right? Select services. Like what are the things is there? Like here, like what we are going to do is like we are going to replace 2.5 automatically. It will calculate like 2 into 100 to 100, and then like when make like one like battery replacement program, like totally like how much happened. 200 plus 153 to over 350D. Like if you see here, like a total for service, total cost is like 350. Now, like we are going to submit, after submitting this, like we are going to submit if you see here, there is an attachment here. Whenever we click on attachment, if you see like on PDF got generated receipt of services. When we click on this one, like we'll know like a PDF will be generated where it will be showing like the different kinds of things. Like we selected the tire replacement 2 and we selected that replacement as 1, and then like a total services 3. This receipt will be attached to the particular customer. The generating of PDF is like very tedious process in normal traditional technology. Like if you are doing some kind of encoding and all means, it's very like a lot of things you to interpret. But here, like just an utility like which is already there, you need to configure that. Like we got an email as well. Just we'll see the email, whether that particular email has been attached. Just like we'll go for allow and then we'll click on it and we'll make a con receipt. If you see here, like we got mail, like your total mail is like ready to read, and like we call this attached file here as well. This attached file will be opened as PDF document. Next thing, like what we'll see is like, we will see some kind of an automated workflow decision, like without human intervention, how the workflow can be gone through into Pega. We can see in that way. I will open the decision request state for that. This is our decision request case type like here. Like what we are doing yesterday, we see on about service requested. This is our system request. Here, like what we are doing is like whenever the customer is going in his car in any highways, like his car has been stopped due to any damage or any kind of brake failure or any kind of an issue, like he will rise and complain for that. Like we created one kind of an case type here. Like what we do is like we identify the issue, what kind of an issue he is facing, whether it's tire or engine, what kind of issues, and we'll get the customer information, we'll identify the location, and we'll identify what is the vehicle, and we will validate it, and then like we'll go to the next select service provider, everything. This is one of the case type for looking compliant regarding our assistance requesting here. Like what we need to do is like if you see here validation state, like manually customer need to validate here. Example, if we enter that information of this vehicle, the customer need to manually validate here. Instead of doing that, like what we need to do is like we need to have some kind of an automated events without having any kind of human interruption automatically whenever after identifying the vehicle. This particular, if you see there is a person who will be belonging to this organization, he will approve once. After he approves, only then like the particular service team will come in and they will take that particular services. Now what we need to do is like we will eliminate the stage, and instead of this, like we will automate it manually without doing any human intervention. We will automate manually. For that, like we'll see like how we can do that particular thing. Who will automate is like this particular CSAR guy will automate here. Like for that, like what we need to do is like we need to remove this particular stage, and then we need to delete this prime. That things like I will delete, this particular person knows. Now, I deleted it now, like there is no users like who can work on this particular assignment. Just like we saved that one. And now what we are going to do is that we are going to open this particular process. Here, like we are going to remove that automatic manual thing, and then like what we can do is like we need to have some kind of a request. Like I'm just opening this process. Now, like what we are going to do is like this is the existing process, like existing case state flow. Now, like what we are going to do is like we are going to add, we'll remove this completely and we will make it as an automated thing. For automated, what there is configuration, like if you click on this plus icon, you will have like different kinds of shapes. These are like if you see like advanced steps, like which you will have like the particular like services, robot queues, split joints. Like I will explain all these things in different scenarios, like automation, like in case you saw right, create PDF, generate documents. These things under like the send email, like these things under we have in we saw in case type, same thing, only in flow. Here also you can select those things. Now, like what we are going to do is like we are going to add some automated shapes for that. Like here, an automated shape which we are going to use is like decision. Like what this decision shape will do is like automatically whenever customer selects the variables automatically, the system will validate and it will verify and it will send to them. Like what I'm going to do is like I'm going to enter some kind of a name here. That now what we dislike, we gave here and like. Now we are going to add another shape. What is another shape is like change stage. Whenever the customer identified the vehicle, immediately like a system need to validate it and it need to send to that service provider team. Like when it goes to service provider state, the service team will go to that location and they will pick that vehicle. In order to do that, like what we are doing is like in automation, we have like change to a stage, just we will click on it. Like change it to a stage. Like we'll go from here and like wait here. Like we'll make this like we will add some kind of a label. Automation, change to your stage. Like after like a change to a specific stage, like what we are doing is that we are adding some kind of a label to make it sure like what it need to be done, like a rejection states. Like two scenarios is there. Whenever an example, the customer is having some audio demo for those kind of facilities is not available in your service center, means that time what it need to be done. The customer request has to be cancelled. We need to make sure that those kind of spare parts are not available. Like we are not taking the car. Like if the customer has some kind of lorry kind of things and they are raising compartments like lorry equipment center. We don't have. We will just reject that particular kind of events. For that, like what we are doing is like we are adding like rejection stage here. Now like what we do is like we will delete this one. This is automated thing. Just like I will delete this particular thing. Now I deleted. Now what I am going to is like I am going to drag and drop the plastic connector. This is the starting short shape. Like what I'm going to do is like I'm going to collect and I'm going to map here. Just I did it in this. After this, like what I am going to do is like we just validate it. If the vehicles like whatever the particular customer raised that services our service team is providing means, then we can go to service provider stage. Yes, we need to go to rejection stream. For that, like what we can do is like here only we are going to configure that when condition. Just like whenever you double click on it. Here in this decision shape, like what we are going to do, we are going to have some kind of a. If you see here, like we have different things open, conditions, brilliant decision table, decision 3, 4, predictive model, like a score model, everything. Like here, like you can use any kind of unspecialized things like that. We can make whatever you need. just like will select us and we fall through, and what we will do is like we will have an connector and then we'll connect to the same. Here like what we'll do is like here, like we have like win condition. Here only like we are going to make some kind of logic changes. In this win condition, like what you need to do is like for means like basically it will help you to do whatever logics you need. Example like if it is true, then you need to go to one stage. If it is false, if you need to go to another stage means then you can use for there. Fork is nothing, but it is kind of an bend rule like where you can check like then if it is true, then what stage it need to go. When if it is false and what stage it need to go. We have like apart from fork, like we have like decision table, decision tree, these things, and then we'll discuss in later. Like just in simpler way we want to do just for like whatever we are doing is like we are clicking on this particular thing. This is another way. This if you see here like two ways we can do it. One way is like just you can remove this connector and then like what you can do is like you can right click on it and then view properties. You can give and here like view properties. Actually in Dev Studio configurations, you will have like more easier way. Sorry, in apps to be easier to make things. Here one thing. Next thing is like automation change to a stage. We have it here and here like what? Like what is the thing? Like we gave like what is the particular name like we want. Here we can give that like validate the cost and here rejection stage. And we map here and now like what we are going to do is like here, like we are going to select the particular configuration points here. Like what it will be done is like now we will select here and if you see here there is an custom condition bin. Now here like what we are going to do is like we are going to select like the gear icon and we are going to select like what is the win condition there. Like whenever the enrollment is standard, then like we need to make sure like we are going to the particular next stage. If the enrollment level is not there, then we are not going to the particular state. For that, like what we are going to do is like we'll click on field and like we'll click on customer it and we'll click on enrollment. See why we are doing. This is like whenever whoever the customer is enrolled to the particular our app, only we need to provide the assistance. The customer who are not enrolled in our app, we should not provide this assistance. Automatically system need to reject their request. In order to do that, like what we are doing is like we are selecting the enrollment is true or not. If it is true, automatically system will go to the next stage, which is like service provider is assigning. If it is not assigned, the enrollment is not removed. Then we will go to for that only, like we are doing automated events here. Just like we are clicking on submit. When whoever the customer enrolled into our application, to them only we need to provide. Like if that when condition is true means where we need to go to next stage like validate request stage, or like you need to go like in this stage in the means, automatically it will go to the next stage. Now like otherwise here, what is there? Suppose if that valid condition, if the customer is not enrolled, means what need to happen, automatically it need to reject it. What I'm going to do is, like I'm going to rejection stage. If you see here, like when I select automatically the rejection stage and connector has been connected, just like over. Now we will save this. Now, if you see here, like we got on two things, to validate request and rejection stage. Now it is like manual. It's not a manual, even it's in completely automated. Even like this is the first screen where the customer will entering all this information and like will make sure like it is not being selected. Like when can custom condition. Here like what we are going to do is like we are going to enroll him, and like if the customer is like enrolled customer means, then that time what we need to do is like what this do is like here in our scenario we are checking only one value. Whether if the customer is enrolled or not into our application. If he's enrolled means then like we are making like the next day we can assign service provider. Like that we are determining. If not enrolled means we are rejecting this request. But in some scenario there will be more than one request. If he's an enrolled customer and if his enrollment is like prime means, then we need to give some advantage. If he's enrolled customer and if he's not prime means, then like we need to use different other privilege. Like in order to do that, like we can use like this group and or hours, and means like more than one condition or also more than one condition. Advanced logic is like consists of mixture of both, and then are like in some scenario. Like if you see like in Amazon itself, if you see for prime customer like they are delivered, order will be within 24 hours. For non-prime customer, it is like more than 24 hours, but both the customers need to log into the application and they need to register into the Amazon app. Without logging in, you cannot make any kind of request. In the same way, only here also, like if there is like more registered customer and if it is like prime means, then like you can use group and like group or means either of them. Example, either he can register or he can able to prime customer. Anything is there means he can book an order. For that, like you can use our condition in here, since like we are not using anything, since we have only one condition. Just like we'll click on subnet, and then like here, like what we'll do, select will go to the end stage. Automatically connector will be connected. Like otherwise, like rejection stage will go automatically connected. Just like we'll save here. It has been saved. Now we'll go back to stages and steps. Now here also what we'll do, we'll save and run and we'll see like how it goes now. Like we'll select two customers, one selector customers who is enrolled and another customer who is not enrolled, and we'll see like for the enrolled customer how it goes and non-intelligible customer how it goes. Like here, I am selecting the issues, like some did battery, the customer is selecting the issues game factory, and the customer information we are selecting here, like the customer information. If you see here, like there is 4 customers, and if you see like he's like enrolled now, like what we'll do, select now, we'll see for the enrolled customer. Now, if you see he's already enrolled to our app, like we got an information like enrollment level, and then like what we'll do is that we'll continue and we'll just skip this. Here, like we make like we can mention the par number of like the model and make, and then like what we'll do is like we'll just click on it here. Now automatically the decision will happen and it is going to see payment information. It's going just like we can click skip on this, and then now like what it should go. Now if you see here like it has been validated, second stage automatically. It has been completed. We didn't do anything. Automatically manner like automated decisions. We have a system itself did. It took and it completed and it went to third stage, which is the customer has been enrolled. Like we selected the customer who is enrolled. Like an automatic system is validated, and if we enter service, next assign service provider. In this way, like you will identify like automata event you can find, and then you can able to restrict partner. See now, like the second stage is the right completely. It is an automated. Any kind of end users or any kind of a service coordinator or mayor or any service team, they won't work on this particular validation. It's completely system will take care. Just really configure few decision shape and some kind of an automated automation. Let what it happened is like there is some issue. We will identify what is the issue. It is going to some problem flow. Here we will find what is the issue. Right? What is the issue? Select. We gave like the rejection stage, right? But here we didn't do like what is the rejection stage. Like we need to mention the name of the rejection stage, that it will go to the appropriate injection stage. If you see here like a channel is there, this is the rejection stage, approval or rejection. For this, like what we need to do is like we need to go back to the particular thing, and then like we need to ensure that a particular rejection state. Like what we do is like just we work on the process. Now like here, like what we'll do is like in this particular rejection stage, here like what we'll do is like we'll go apart, approval or rejection states. Just like we'll say wait. Now we'll go to stages and process. Now like we will really play here as well. What is the rejection stage configuration? Like rejection and state like this, like approval or stage like this much stages. Are this or like approval or rejection? We are saving, we'll see one comes. Now like, what we'll do is like we'll select some customers comprising the complaint. We are selecting the account, it is Denver. He's not an indoor customer. We are clicking on continue and here we are entering something random and then we are clicking on create and we are submitting. See now it went for approval or rejection stage and we are asking like whether like what the customer need to design, whether he wanted to enroll or not. This time whether he select like he wanted to enroll means like then we'll go to the next screen and we'll do no means. Then like what we'll do is like his request will be rejected. If we see here like resolve rejected. If you want to enroll means like he can enroll and then he will assign to all sub esteem for them. These are not completely automated events which he has been done. Like automated approval or rejection. And then like we saw about attachment of TDL. Like in approval stage, if you see here below is that approach. I will show that approach to this one. In this approach stage, like we have like all the steps here. What steps we have here? First step is like one collect information and here like we are using like what is the that two fields we have like radio button. Do you want to enroll or not? Like that one we have it here. And second is like if the customer is enrolled means here also automated. Only if he's enrolled means then we are going for collect enrollment information. If it's not in the means like we are going to change to different states, then like we are sending them to like cancellation states. Like in this flow, like what is this? Flow is like it is nothing. But in the case type you are adding process, steps and all right, stages, process, step same thing automatically. Like whenever you click on open process, it will be converted into this flow automatically. Like whatever you are adding in the case types. Like this flow shapes like in you can do two types of development. You can make an case type development or you can make the flow type development. Like in flow type development, like a start and the end, like it has been reflected by like a red, green color and red color normal square boxes. First stage is like green colors, last stage is red color. Right, same thing in flow. First stage will be starting will be the green circle, yielding will be like red circle and then like you have like separate other information like you have like collect information stuff, right? Like collect information. Step will be the green color. This rectangular box which is called as I mentioned. Like whatever you are clicking on, case type, select information, same thing it is. Here it is like green color rectangular shape which is called as an assignment. Decision is nothing. But suppose if that particular decision, like a previous step, you are making some like yes or no kind of things. Means if yes is happened, what need to be done? No need to happen. What need to be done? If you want to kind of understand means, then you can use this term. I'm opening in Dev Studio. Dev Studio, you will see like more advanced options. If you see here in the prompt for enrollment, like when I click on this connector, it will be asking like what kind of flow action. It will be there. This flow action only like inside this, only we have that section. If I click open this particular connector from what I did is like that adjusted, this flow is there. From here I open the connector and then from here like I open the production. Inside this flow, action only like we have that. Do you want to enroll or not? Like yes or no button is good. No, that one we have it here. Actually in Dev Studio, we'll be developing in this way. Only like you will create one flow. Inside that flow, action you will define and then inside that like you will depend the section. Like if you see here, like it will show like yes, I want to enter. No, not this time. Like this and that it will show here. In this way, only like you need to design it in Dev Studio. Like what you need to create one flow and then you need to add one shape and then like you can click on this particular plus icon and then you can add this assignment green color rectangle which is like collecting information and like after doing that like you have connected and from this connector like it will aspect flow action as a mandatory. You can give the flow action name and whenever you click on it, it will go to this particular automatic figure will create this one. Inside this, like you need to mention the section name. In the section, only you need to design what kind of an UI you need. You need like radio button or like you need drop down. Whatever you need, you can configure me. If you see here, like when the customer, like after starting that approval or rejection step, like it will go for this power prompt for enrollment steps. Here, like what we will do, we will be getting, like what is the weather? We will display the screen like whether the customer want to enroll or not. He doesn't want to enter. Suppose he wanted to enroll means, then what is the next decision? Like here, if he enrolls means then there we need to show one result. If it doesn't want to enroll means we need to show another result. Like here, for that automated information, we automatically system need to determine. Like when the system selects yes, automatically he will go to getting information. If he is not, then we'll send him. If you see here, we can add when condition, yes, I want it to end. Whenever the enroll is yes, when our customer selects yes, this thing will be displayed right like whenever customer selects. Yes, I wanted to enroll that time. This when condition will become true and then it will go to this information. Here like you have like all the activity methods such as like property set Java, like a activity call. Activity call helps many things we have. These are all completely related to saving that events into database. If we go to records like we have like all that bigger rows only under each category, we will have different rules under data model. You have like data page, data transform, like edit, validate, edit input property, these things. This is purely Dev Studio related only because developers only will work on bigger rules. Like Dev Studio, like we'll see. Data transform data page, we will see. Like we'll see edit, validate, we'll see like properties, we'll see decisioning. All these things, decision table we will see. If you see like the decision table, decision tree, these are also like bigger roles. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.